Welcome back, real nerds. It's time for some more real talk. I'm Scott.
And I'm Bobby. And I got to say, it is good to be back for 2020, Year of the Nerd, for our first podcast. Huh?
Damn right. Can't wait. This could be a good year. Year of the nerd for sure.
Yeah, I like that. I'm taking Scott's term there. I enjoy that one.
It's a good one. It's a good term. I think we should adopt it. I think it should be a thing.
Yes.
So, Bobby, we've been away from certain things, but we've also been here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we've done some stuff, but we haven't done some stuff. But some of the stuff we have done is cool.
Yeah.
So we're both in college. Some people might not know that.
Yeah, we're both at Full Sail University. Have been for 4 months now.
Yeah. 4 or 5 months. Yeah. Something like that. You just got a computer.
Yeah.
Which I got mine like what was it like? I guess it was a month ago. No, it was like 6 weeks because of the holiday technically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like Christmas kind of messed yours up, but
I don't mind. Finally finished my prerequisites for Full Sail, and I'm glad to be moving into, I guess, the meat and potatoes, you would say.
Yeah, I mean we're both in the game design degree program for Full Sail. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a neat too because Scott already had taken a psychology class previously, so he didn't have to do that with Full Sail. I think, was there one other one, or was that the only one?
No, I only had to skip, or I was only allowed to skip psychology of play, which is what they call it, because my psychology class, I guess, worked for it. The English class I had wouldn't transfer. I didn't get a good enough grade for it to transfer over, right. So I have to retake English at some point. I think it's like after. So I have programming foundations or something starting next week, and then I'm in design tools right now. Programming foundation starts I think next week, and then after that I think it's actually like science. You know, like it's one of those like you only do like 3 or 4 like, you know, like generic classes like that.
Yeah.
You know, like English, science, and math, whatever. But it's like the one science class. Sadly enough, my science class didn't transfer. I actually have taken a few science classes, but you know.
Too bad. You didn't take game science.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like earth science, to be honest, but it's fine. I don't care. Okay. But you know, yeah. But the programming class I'm definitely excited about, which is in a couple days. It starts up, so little daunting, a little fearful. It's Java apparently we're going to be doing.
And have you finished your industry tools?
What do you mean by industry tools?
What was the class name you said?
Design tools.
Design tools, yeah.
Yeah, design tools finishes up on Sunday or Monday, something like that. But
have you personally finished your assignments and everything? You done?
No, I have like one thing I gotta do. I gotta make like a video of like saying basically, you know, it was like I had to like basically show that I can make a YouTube video, which I thought was kind of funny. But I just have to like show that I can upload, I guess. So I have to like just like put up a video and then I'm basically done. It's actually like it's not even like a graded assignment, but that's basically all I have left to do for that class. Yeah. Well, last week I ended up doing like this weird like Unity tutorial, which is pretty cool. Made like a spooky house game thing.
You're gonna have to get lucky with that YouTube assignment there, buddy. Good luck, man.
We have to get lucky.
Yeah. That's gonna be a doozy.
It's gonna be a hard one, I think. Definitely. So what have you been doing with school? How have you been liking it?
The school has been great for me so far. I really enjoyed it. Although this class has been the one, I guess it flew by compared to the others, where I haven't really noticed it's been going on as much.
What class are you on right now?
Technology in the entertainment industry, I think it is. But it's just called TEM, and I've only called it TEM since day one, so it might be a little different.
No, I'm pretty sure they even refer to it as TEM, like in school. So,
but it's been all right. It's basically just shown me neat things throughout the history of gaming, game creation, and also giving me a lot of cool tools to find connections in the industry and stay up to date on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no, I like that. I remember like some of the stuff from each class, I feel like, but like not everything. So like the one thing I remember definitely enjoying from that class was like not like there's websites that I feel like everybody kind of knows, but like that class definitely showed like resources or websites. You know, that's basically what they usually are, but resources are usually from websites. But Yeah, I was like, I never even thought about these, or like I've never even heard of these places or organizations, and I'm like, I would have never probably even heard of these, but maybe I probably could have YouTubed it or Googled it, but still, it's pretty cool.
Shoot, some of them, one of them I'm actually planning on joining, but it's funny, a little off topic on topic. So we were chatting yesterday about Steve Jobs and Woz.
Yeah.
And I so happen to have an assignment this week that I need to finish. And the back end of it is for me to look up 2 videos of my own, of something in regards to what we're learning.
Uh-huh.
But it can be whatever I want. And I think I'm going to use one of those to look up, all about Woz and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool. It's a crazy story. I mean, there's definitely a lot of good material on it for sure. So you definitely won't be looking for very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a good amount of stuff. I mean, they ever made like a movie? I feel like a real movie, because they've made 2 movies, I guess, that are big Hollywood movies for Steve Jobs himself. But they need to make a Woz movie. We need to start that.
That'd be cool.
Hashtag start that Woz movie.
I'm excited to learn more about him, because I'll be honest, I don't know much about him at all. So
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that's gonna be crazy. Game design. We actually we both took our first game design class. Actual game design course. I mean, how did that go for you?
Grade wise, it went good. I feel like I learned a lot too, to be honest.
Yeah. What are they like? What, I guess, because we both know what we went through and did, but for people who don't, what did we have to do? I guess, what did you have to do?
So most of it involved creating a card game. Besides the first week, it was all about learning the rules and basics of games and kind of how balance works and various things like that. Tools that you can use to create a good game, and examples of games that are out there that just aren't actual games and such. Yeah.
We never realized, I guess, in our heads that rock, paper, scissors wasn't a real game.
Yeah.
Or Go Fish. I mean, they're games, but they're not real games, I guess.
But rock, paper, scissors is a good dynamic for a game.
As long as you added more things.
Yeah. It's a good, it can be a good system for battle, but there has to be a lot more around it.
It can never solely be the rock, paper, scissors, right. But yeah, you can use it as a building block for sure.
I guess the most important thing we learned was that choice going into it was
meaningful. Choice was definitely a theme.
Yeah,
for sure.
So yeah. After the first week of just learning all that, then we actually got into preparing our first game.
Yeah, no, that was I think I was one of the ones. I mean, you were. I remember you being pretty excited too, but I definitely remember trying to do things early and then being oh wait, I probably shouldn't. I'm probably just mess it up and I won't do what they want me to do. So I definitely held back and held back at my doing it earlier, and then but yeah, I'm definitely glad I didn't because they make you edit the game and you have to make different changes to it,
keep track of flow chart, which was really cool to learn how to do.
Yeah, also. and versions almost you had to have it went through revisions and whatnot.
Yeah.
So there was no reason. Going through that natural flow is really what made the game, both of our games, I feel better in the end. I mean, I made a game. My game was ended up being called Topple in the end of it. It started off being I think I called it Royals or something, just to have a name for it in the beginning.
Yeah,
and then it changed quite a bit from the beginning to the end. And I think yours did too, to be honest.
Yeah, I had a few ideas at first. I kind of tried to run with a couple of them to see how they would go, and then I stuck with one, and I ended up with Space Race.
Space Race?
Which was basically a card game where you're trying to be the first person to assemble a rocket and leave the planet, leave your opponent in the dust.
Yeah. No, I thought it was cool because you had thieving kind of as a theme in it. It was cool because we both made our games because we obviously didn't want to be hey, help me make my game, right? So we both just made our own games,
right?
But we both helped play test each other's games.
Yeah.
So I think it was really cool because yours had this weird, not really geopolitical background of it, but ours both kind of had this weird geopolitical, you were all right, people can steal or siphon fuel or whatever, get secrets, they can get items and whatnot, you had to learn how to play the game to really know, but still, like, it was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, that's something like, maybe in real world, like conspiracy theory kind of shit. But like in my game, it was like, it was, you could make those like weird kind of like discerning situations. I think was really cool.
Yeah, and doing the play test for them was neat too, because a few times in each of our games, it got down to the very end of a long game, and then you would find out that there was a bug.
Yeah,
which was really good.
When we say long game, by the way, we mean like 15 to 20 minutes. That was like our like we had to be within 20 minutes, I think, something like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, even then, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
But Scott's game was neat in the sense that it allowed more for, I think it allowed a better spread for someone who wanted to play with extreme strategy to face against someone who wanted to play however they wanted. And it would still be kind of okay. I mean,
yeah, it was a curve.
Strategy would win out more often than not. But if you're playing like a wild card, doing whatever you want and swapping things around, that person's trying to remember everything. It's a little hard sometimes.
Yeah. You have to definitely, if you have one player that's playing it like strategically, like our buddy Craigard, and then you have somebody like, say, like me, who's just like, I'm not really going to think about it. I'm just going to like move around the cards because I just want to see how they're going to play. Right. Or something like that, So it's like, well, let's see. But then it ended up being like a strategy in itself. Like it was like, well, a player could just make, not like necessarily mindless decisions, but it's like decisions without like obvious purpose.
Yeah.
So, right. Because like Craigard, he would look for like purposeful movement. And if I didn't make a purposeful choice, it would actually mess him up because he expected that purposeful choice. So
it would work for a better strategy.
So I think it was interesting because it was like, not like it was like spades, but like spades is like, in a sense, you have to kind of be able to read people.
It's a little chessy.
Almost. Yeah. And that's what I kind of liked about it. And then that's what made me okay with like it at the end. I was like, I'm happy with how this ended. And then, I was definitely happy to be done with the first game I made.
Oh, and what is really cool, also perfect for us because we had to find an age rating for our games. Your
Jenny,
daughter, she 8?
Yeah, Jenny's 8. Yeah,
she was able to play each of our games.
Yeah, cool. And she had fun. Yeah, she liked both. I think she liked yours more than mine for sure. Because like the space, I think the rocket ships was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's easier for kids than.
Maybe. Any game is, it's different strategy, I feel.
Yeah.
But yours was like, I feel like I would rather have a game be fun to a kid in this, like in the stage we're at now, though. If I had to really think about it, because like a kid enjoys like actual fun, like genuine fun. An adult can kind of just be like, this is like an experience kind of like a fun I've had before. But kids are like, if you don't have my attention, you don't have my attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was losing Jay's attention every once in a while. Like adults were playing just fine because like they were like thinking about their moves and whatnot. And Jenny does that. But like, it's like, oh, it's a rocket ship. It's like, it's parts. It's like building. It's, it kind of has like that Minecrafty feel to it. Like mine was about destroying pieces, So I think like, but that's what's cool about games and in card games, like manual games or even digital games, is that, different strokes for different folks,
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Good saying.
Hey, it works. It works. Podcasts are okay. It's okay. But yeah. So school's been pretty fun. I've actually, I've been enjoying it. I think you've been definitely enjoying the program yourself. It's definitely an interesting dynamic because we're both taking the same classes, but we're like 2 months behind. Like you're 2 months in so for those of you who don't know, the way Full Sail does it, it's each month is a class. So for 4 weeks, you take one class by itself. And Bobby started 1 month behind me, but since I skipped one course, he's technically 2 courses behind me.
Right.
So it's really interesting. So like, cause like I don't give him any of my work because that would be stupid because Bobby needs to know this stuff himself. Yeah, and like, obviously like, so we basically just help each other like anybody would in school, which is really cool because it's kind of like having an online. No, this is the only reason I bring it up because it's like having an online school with like a campus kind of thing, because like we can work off each other knowing certain things and be able to like be like, hey, you know what I'm doing, or you kind of know what I'm going through, and it's like, can you help me with like play testing? And it's like, yeah, because that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm doing too. Like I also have to do play tests at some point, so I know that this is going to be a thing. So I think that's really like for a online dynamic. I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. I would say that's for sure.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so school's been cool. But we've also been playing some video games.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a lot that have come out honestly since our last podcast.
Yeah, there's been lots since the last podcast for sure. But since the last live stream, I would say it's been since like December, I think, or November. We stopped doing well. I've been picking up live streams lately. So definitely check those out on our YouTube and stuff. But what's it called? I would say that we definitely missed out on talking about Pokemon for sure. We just ended after that came out. Yeah. And then Pokemon Temtem just recently came out. We also have you've been playing Skyrim a lot. I'm like even just the games we visited Final Fantasy 14 during the holiday break. Nobody knows about that. Like when it comes to the podcast scene. We tried Final Fantasy 14. I actually really liked it. I got to level 49 or 50. I think you're level 42 or something like that. I actually plan on getting my time again because of there's an event coming up in February or March, I think. So at some point I'll buy game time, hopefully.
Yeah, that was some of the last that was one of the last games that we really streamed for long sessions.
Yeah, well, yeah, more or less. Yeah, we did a couple of things. I think I ended up doing a lot of Discord more or less with that game because it was available with Sonia because Sonia was helping out a lot. But we did do some streams of that. Yeah, it was a good time. But Final Fantasy, because we did some Destiny 2. We even played around with that. But towards the end, it was we've also been playing around with some RuneScape or old school RuneScape, I should say.
That's always something.
Skyrim, I know you've been playing Skyrim lately.
I have the Curse of the Dragonborn. So Skyrim's a game for me. I'm sure everyone has games like this where you kind of play maybe really hard for a few weeks or a month or so, and then you just lose track of it forever. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you just happen to mess with it again out of the blue, and then you're back in the grind where you have all these things you want to do.
Yeah. Minecraft Ark. We played Ark too.
Every time. We just renewed the Minecraft realm, and I got on that, and I was stuck on that for 6 hours.
Yeah, I think I literally thought in my head, I was like, you know what, keeping the Ark private server, because we have a Nitrado server that I've kept open for 2 months now, I think, and then we have the Minecraft realm, which is about 2 months now, and I was like, well, people have been doing it super, super much, but at the same time, it's but you want to be able to just jump on it. That was the kind of the point. And I'm like, it's $20 a month, I think, altogether. Maybe a little less, actually. I think it's with both the realm and that's $18 a month. But for that, it's but anybody that we know and all that stuff can get on and just play. And it's really nice. I think it's totally worth it, especially with Ark being on Game Pass.
Well, that's another perfect example of a game where I get stuck in that one with wanting to do something, and I'm like, all right, I'll log off after this, and then as soon as I do that, there's 5 more things I want to do.
I need to build an underwater cave.
Yeah, I just got to explore this, and then you get there and you're like, oh, but there's so much in here. What's over here?
Yeah, we're always looking for people to join up on the servers. So, we only have a couple slots on each of them, but yeah, if hit us up on the Discord and join us over there if you guys ever want to jump on that thing. It's pretty cool. I like the Minecraft server a lot, I think, because you have a lot of flexibility. But that Ark server is really cool.
Yeah, and the Minecraft server is a little bit nicer looking.
Yeah, we're using a Chroma. I think it's called the Chroma Hills. HD or 128x skin pack. We're using the Realms. It's Realms Plus now. They changed it, so you get 50s behavior and skin packs or whatever. But yeah, we just put it on there. But it scales down for which is I think is really cool. It scales down for if you're on a different console. So when I'm on the PC, it's 128x, which is the highest fidelity quality it uses for that skin. And then if I go on the Switch, it goes down to 64. You know, so it's just a lower quality when it comes to not being. It's 128, but I think it's so cool. I think Xbox sits at 96 or some weird number or something.
That's what's really cool about the realm in itself too, is that you can join from literally any device.
Yeah, I think it sucks that you have to pay for it, I guess, in a way, but I think it's what it is, but not having to have one person always on, basically, because that's what it is basically. It's basically one computer is always on. But yeah, not like having your own computer just like sucking up all the electricity all day.
Hey, can you please get on so I can work on that freaking house?
Because you have a host. And it's like I don't want to have so it's like being able to have an off-base server be a host for your Minecraft is nice. And I'm sure a lot of people know, but because like that's been out for Java for a long time, and they've had the Realm for the regular, like we're using the Windows 10 edition, or you could call it, or like Bedrock. I think they discern them by calling one the Java edition, the other one the Bedrock edition, or the Pocket edition, whatever it is. So yeah, we're playing the Bedrock edition.
I like it.
Yeah, it's the one that's universally like
Flintstone-y.
Yeah, what is it? It's like crossplay with like everything but PlayStation or some stuff.
Wow.
Actually, I think they might have even jumped in on the board. I had to look back into it, but I think they did actually like talk about doing Minecraft crossplay.
They may have. Once they conceded with was Fortnite the first step?
Fortnite would be the first step at anybody. I think
they conceded there, and then they were like, you know what? For the best console, for the greatest players, we need to allow crossplay in some areas.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, I was saying, well, it might have spread to Minecraft. I think it did actually.
Well, I mean, so like, but speaking about gaming, I mean, like, have you do you have like a couple of games or anything that you're thinking about downloading already just with this new laptop you got? I mean, that thing, not that it's for gaming, but I mean, it can play games. So I'm wondering, like, you have any games you already have on top of your head that you're going to be downloading on that bad boy?
Yeah, I am definitely. Well, next week, probably I'm planning on getting Temtem finally.
So
I'm really looking forward to that. But as far as games that I have, I would love to, I haven't tried it in a while and I used to enjoy it a lot, but OSRS.
Oh yeah, OSRS New Dawn. Yeah, we still have those hoodies.
Yeah, and I don't know. So this is a game where that had a really small dev team that has been working for a long time on it, and I haven't played it probably in like 8 months.
Yeah, last time we played it, I think was right after TwitchCon.
They just released this big update that it was showing you like various types of encounters you could face.
Yeah, the experiences or whatever.
The storms and the actual story.
What they were going to try to get into the game, basically. Yeah.
Not that it wasn't fun as it was, but I'm really interested to see if it's changed.
Yeah, no, I mean, I probably should read down, to be honest, but
I used to play it on toaster settings, so now I can like.
Yeah, you had like a toaster potato, like I mean, it did what it had to do, but now it can definitely work.
Borderlands 3.
Did you buy it on PC?
Yes.
I think we all did.
And I never really played it much because it was a little laggy for me. And I used to always play on Xbox. And
it was too toastery for you?
Yeah, I had to play it on low graphics, but this beautiful shiny laptop will play it nice.
Yeah, actually, I'm a little jealous.
Yeah?
I'm a little jealous. You got a newer model than me.
Did I?
You did.
That why mine's squeaking?
You're squeaking?
It's like squealing. There's like a component in there that's like...
Oh, well, maybe we'll have to like... Well, these things aren't quiet. Just so you know.
All right, cool.
These are workstations.
Yours sounded. So what are you talking about? I got a newer.
So you have the 9th gen i7.
Okay.
I have the 8th gen.
It does say that. Yeah.
I mean it's probably has the same like literal components.
You know why?
Because you got yours after me.
You're the nerd.
Boom. 2020, baby.
2020.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little jelly because you got the 9th gen, but I mean,
so what's that gonna do for me?
It's just so like most of the time it's just like more efficient processing. Yeah. It's not really like it's like more efficient for the power. It doesn't like necessarily. Sometimes it does equate to more CPU power, but 9 times out of 10, I feel like in this day and age, when it comes to like when you're talking about like this one to that one right there, it's mostly just like you're gonna use less wattage. You know what I'm saying? Like it's probably got a better efficiency with power.
This is probably the Dean's List model.
The Dean's List. I think you do have I think it does have a different finish though. I mean, it might just be the angle, but I think it has like a bit of a shine to it. Like
gunmetal gray.
It looks like, I think this was called gunmetal gray too, but yours looks more like gunmetal blue hue to it.
Yeah, so, I can see that.
But it looks like they kept the Bang & Olufsen like kind of audio deck up there, and you still have, it looked like we had the same kind of ports. I feel like because these workstations, I feel like they just put in new, like your graphics card might be different. We could always check on that later, but I think this one actually had the updated graphics card from the last model too. So they might have actually just been, I know they custom buy these in a sense, like they like buy like a bunch of the same, but it's like you actually have to build these on, like if you were to buy it personally, you have to go on the website and be like, I want this one with this piece and like this hard drive, blah blah blah. Right. So that's why it's hard to find out which one. Like if you like, some of the students always try to look it up on YouTube, like which one do I get? It's like, well, changes all the time because like they keep getting the newer ones.
I'm sure Full Sail must have, I mean they must have a deal where as soon as there's an update, they just start getting
probably anything major.
Yeah.
Because they want to keep it up to date.
Yeah.
which is good because these things need to be work for at least I'm sure like at least 3 years. 3 years at least.
So still on the topic of games, real quick.
Yeah,
but a little tangent.
Whatever. It's our podcast. Screw you, people.
So I have been training to be a dungeon master.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm so excited.
Don't let me forget. I also want to talk about mobile games, but yeah. We did play. We played one session of D&D, but that's actually a pretty big deal because we haven't played D&D in a while.
Yeah,
and that kind of sparked you also to start reading the PHB and the DM's guide, and then you've already read your first like whole campaign. I mean, it's the Mines of Phandelver.
I have one more section.
Still, I mean, that's basically the whole thing. I mean, you've read Mines of Phandelver, which is the tutorial, like the starter pack one. But I mean, it's a really good campaign. I mean, I personally played it and DM'd it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
good time.
I definitely my plan is to be running a couple of straight up story campaigns, maybe like 10, follow guidelines for my first several.
Yeah.
And then try to do something cool with my own thing.
Do some like homebrew maybe.
Yeah. Because I've recently at work been listening to a lot of ebooks and such, and this is particularly fantasy books and things that involve like role playing aspects. But I've been getting a lot of ideas from that for things. So once I feel like I'm capable of creating a nice balanced session, it'll be really cool.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be really interesting because especially the first one we're doing with you is gonna be because Mines of Phandelver is awesome, but Jenny is gonna be for her first D&D. Like she's seen us play before, especially even when I was in the military, and she's watched a couple of rounds, a little bit, but she's never really partaked in D&D or a session. So it's gonna be her. She already made a character, and in preparation for it
and everything.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what she's gonna do, and we're gonna it's gonna be me and the wife, and I think Amber might be coming by as well, my wife's sister.
Yeah,
and it'll be cool. Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting. It's gonna be like the whole gang back together trying to do
the whole party.
Yeah, I mean, if Jenny really enjoys it, hopefully we'll be able to play some more games.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, so before we get into the last thing, so like just kind of on the games we've been playing.
Mobile.
I've been playing a crap ton of mobile games lately. If you've been following the YouTube channel, which we've been basically trying to revamp starting 2020. Go check it out. Some really cool videos I've been making. But been focusing a lot on mobile games. And if you haven't played some of these mobile games, man, you're missing out. It's crazy how good some of these mobile games are. I mean, I slept on them for too long, I think. And so I came around right before Arknights came out, which was really nice. So if you haven't played Arknights, go check it out. I have a couple of videos out on there. Check them out too. But Arknights is like this tower defense, like gacha game. It's really cool. Nice anime units. It's cool art style, and they like kind of like switch it up from like what I'm used to in a mobile game. And besides that, you have like other games like Epic 7, and there's this new Magic game that just came out too, which is called Mana Strike. Oh man, is it fun!
What's your number in that now?
I'm still like 350s. I actually haven't got on today yet.
Okay.
I was doing I did a video for Arknights earlier today, and then I did some other grinding out on Epic 7. So I got to do my my Magic Mana Strike tonight.
See what happened was he achieved all of his daily goals so fast that he had to wait for so long that it just put him in a lull and he forgot about it.
Well, yeah, you could keep playing as much as you want, but I was like, I could lose some of my points, which I did when making the video about it, which was funny. I was like, I've only lost like 3 matches total out of like, I think like 25 matches. But yeah, I could have kept playing, but you don't get any more rewards. You just get like XP or like the rank points. So, but you don't get like extra cards, I guess you could say.
You gain skills.
Yeah, but I did find out through demos, thank goodness, you can do multicolored decks later, So I'm gonna do that because like I actually like doing multicolored decks in Magic, and even though it's not real Magic, like Magic the Gathering, the game, like not real Magic. It still uses like the color for mana kind of trope when picking out the cards you can have in your quote unquote deck, but it's a what is it, Royale, what is that, Rumble Royale or Clash Royale? It's Clash Royale, but it's Magic the Gathering skinned basically. So if you remember Clash Royale and other kind of games like Clash Royale, this is that. It's different, but it is that. So, but I like the spinoff. It's a nice spinoff, and I like Magic the Gathering as an IP. So if you like MTG and you like seeing all those characters, definitely go check it out.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I touched on Magic a bit back when in 2019 somewhere on PC.
Oh yeah, MTG Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, the digital one. That's still a really good game. That's when you tried it out, it was actually still in beta. Now it's technically like out.
Okay.
And if they're actually going to be doing like a creators program too, which is pretty crazy.
You know what really got me last year was the auto chess games. I got hooked on the what was the League of Legends one called? TFT.
Yeah.
Tactics.
Yeah, Teamfight Tactics. I was going to say like Underlords. I think that was the Dota one.
Yeah, that was my first auto chess game, and I really enjoyed that. And then I downloaded one on my phone, but I don't think I played that much.
I think that was a Dota one, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, because I tried to get you to play Red Strike or whatever, but they changed it into being like an auto chess game. But it wasn't as good as it used to be. No. Red Tides used to be a different game. Now it's like an auto chess game. It's like weird. Instead of making a new game, they just like made the old game into this game. I don't know, but yeah, that, and then you had like the Dota one, I think, downloaded. But I liked TFT. Brittany and we all played it.
Yeah.
But I feel like definitely you and Brittany liked it more than I did. We all fell off of it.
Yeah.
It was cool. It's a cool game. I don't know. I just can't sit there and play like that, I guess.
Yeah. And
it lost its play value in my head.
And the thing was too, like if you weren't staying up to date with all the changes they were making.
Yeah, that was like an esport game in a sense, but which made sense, I guess, coming from the creators of League of Legends. But Riot Games is now making, it's now games. This is Coral Studio. They're making multiple games now.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's a weird one that I'm actually gonna get, maybe probably not today, but soon. The Hypercharged Unboxed or whatever.
Oh, that $30 game, whatever, $20 game on Switch. That was like they came out today, right?
Yeah, it came out today. It was
like Toy Story,
like the old Army Men game.
Yeah,
except this is like PvP, but I think it's also PvE with your friends too. I
think it looks really cool because it reminds me of there was this game. I don't know if what it was, but I think it came out like 2 years ago. But it was like it was gonna be like a battle royale, right? That was like the game loop, but it was like the art style was like a sketchbook.
Huh.
But it was like in the backdrop of like a room, kind of like you're like how you like the small things, whatever.
Yeah.
On the big, like in the big world. It was like that, but it was like, I think it was like a sketchbook kind of style. I don't remember. It looked really cool, but I don't think I ever heard anything about it later, or since. Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Any other games you've been kind of either playing or you're excited to be about playing? I mean, we got one more game we're gonna talk about, but that's kind of like the end game thing we're talking about.
I might check on. Well, that's an Xbox. I was gonna say No Man's Sky, but nah.
I don't got time for No Man's Sky right now. I think they did do an update lately or like recently, but there's so many games right now.
I think what I'm really gonna do is look on Steam, and because now that I have this really crazy laptop,
Humble Bundle.
Yeah, Humble Bundle. Maybe I'll find something that use
our code.
This big game.
Yeah, yeah. You might. It's funny. It's kind of like. Since I've had this, I feel like I've been the same. Like, I don't know if you just started that mentality, but like, since I've had this laptop, even though I know it's not really for that, obviously I use it for gaming, but like, and it definitely gets its workout in our homework and stuff too. But I've been like weirdly searching for like this weirdly large game. I don't know what it is. Like, it's like there's plenty of huge games out there. Like we tried Final Fantasy 14. I'm also thinking about going back to it at some point. Yeah. Like we're about to talk about old school RuneScape here in a minute, and I think that might end up being the thing for a while for me because like I've kind of like dived into like the history and stuff, and I used to play a little bit, you used to play a lot, but yeah, I've had like this yearning to be like a part of like this big thing for some reason.
I'll try the new one with you.
You want to do RS3?
I don't care.
You know what's funny?
Huh.
So like this is weirdly not podcasty, but I don't care. It's not a podcast. I thought so. I was watching that documentary I told you about, like about old school, but it was about RuneScape in general.
Yeah.
You know, and it had like the makers and I didn't when I talked to you about it last time. I didn't know that the maker actually doesn't work there anymore.
Oh really?
Doesn't have any stake in it at all. He sold his stake and he regrets it. He did it because he wanted less responsibility apparently. He did. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to like giggle, but it's like, I mean, because like I understand, right? You know, like you don't want to be, you want to do just like the part you want to do.
You're going hiatus.
But his thing was, he realized after it happened, like if you don't have the responsibility, you also don't have the authority.
Yeah,
like people don't need to listen to you anymore.
Yeah.
So he kind of just like, in his own words on the documentary, kind of faded out. And I was like, it kind of sucks, but it's like this game is like moved people in ways that like I feel like if I would have kept playing, maybe I would have been a part of something different. Like Eve, like I was like, my friend asked me if I wanted to play Eve back in like 2011, right? Back when it was still like a pay for game. Technically when RuneScape I guess was still a pay for game. But yeah, no, it was I played it for like a couple months and I was like, this is too expensive and too much, I was too young. But now I feel like I'm at like this age where I want to sit down and play at one, not necessarily one game, but like I want to have like one main game in my life. That's kind of weird to me also to think about.
Ish, but I think maybe you'll find that in a big open world single player game.
Yeah, which is what I think about. I'm like it's either going to be a multiplayer or not.
Because maybe because for me, like Skyrim in a way is that.
It's like a backdrop game.
Yeah, it's like my world though.
Yeah,
like when I go there, I've done things all over Skyrim. So when I go places, my character's known in areas, and I know when I log in, like this is something I've worked on, and no one else has been here.
Yeah,
it's weird, but it's also like a nice escape, I guess, in a way. I would like to find one on PC though, because after we watched a really cool documentary last night, I forget what it was called.
Yeah, the one on the video games. Yeah.
But I was thinking about it today, and they were talking about the old PC games and how they would connect with the LAN and all that stuff to be able to play together,
like Xbox and Doom and stuff. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be making games.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be playing PC games. That's where it all started in a way, like at the core.
Xbox.
And I'll be able to manipulate things more that I'm playing on PC.
Yeah, that's one thing I've realized about PC. The big difference is like I think people like get stuck up on the definitely the video quality is a big one for a lot of people. But for me, I've realized that it's inputs. It's PC just allows you to have more inputs, which allows you to have a broader spectrum, I feel like, of gaming, like in the design. Like an MMO is obviously there's a weirdness when playing MMO on like a console. Like they have to create some kind of system that allows the controller to make sense.
Yeah.
Right. But like on PC, it's just like, hey, buttons.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Like there's a fucking keyboard. You know what I'm saying? Like, the keyboard.
And even more so, you can, for games that aren't online and such, where you can play them by yourself, you can mod them in different ways. So you can get more content out of what's actually there because you're doing your own thing.
Yeah, and this is funny. This is like, just so you guys know, we don't script any of our podcasts or whatever. This is like completely off the cuff, but in a sense, but like it's like these are some deep thoughts coming out at a deep time, man. But we're coming. We're gonna be making games. We definitely need to be playing them. I feel like for sure, and that's definitely how I've been feeling too. Like I gotta try more of like things that I don't. Not that I don't like, but things that I like. Like Eve, I didn't like it. But I felt like, I've tried it a couple times now in the last couple of days, and I'm still playing with it. I don't know if it's still for me yet, but I'm definitely new eyes on it, and I feel like it's definitely better than I thought it was. Like I have more respect for it for sure. Like I've looked into the history of it more than I did before. I'm like this game has legs. Long legs, man.
Yeah,
long legs. I mean, just as much as RuneScape, I would say, or any other game like that's.
Well, it's got a rich history,
dude. Rich history, wars, and all kinds of nonsense. I mean, you could probably write dissertations on it. I mean, I'm sure people have, just like they have for RuneScape. Right? That's what's so like enamoring, I think, about gaming and in the time we're living. But that's another podcast, man.
Yeah.
But before we get going, we do have one more thing we want to talk about, and it's old school RuneScape as a one thing, I guess. But we've been kind of doing this like weird like merching thing, and I'm definitely before we get into it, I definitely want to say totally down to download RS3 and check that out with you. Because I'm getting a membership on at least one account tonight. So if it ends up being RS3, then it ends up being RS3. We'll be the best merching or whatever clan in RS3. But
technically we'd be poor there.
Well, no, we'll work our way there.
Yeah,
I mean, but we'll still be the best.
That is true.
At some point, we'll be the best. We'll have. Can I skill cap in because isn't RS3 just RS2 basically just with like nicer graphics and like a handful more skills?
I am not exactly sure. I know there's odd things on that game like double XP weekends are actually
odd in the sense of like old school, not odd in the sense of like 2020.
Yeah. But odd in the sense, I mean, that's a different.
It's odd. It is a different. It's odd because you have RuneScape attached to it.
So if
instead of thinking like WoW or something.
In my head, it's weird to have a game that could have a potential, like potentially the leaderboard could end up as who has the most XP.
Yeah, which is what old school RuneScape has. You know, it's like who got to 99 first.
And I'm sure RS3 is the same way or similar. Yeah. So if you're logging in double XP weekend and doing everything, I don't know, double XP with.
I guess we'll have to see like how like the game really, because I mean
I'm fine for leveling up purposes for double XP and things like that, but not for a high scores total.
Well, maybe RS3 has a different, because it's different. Maybe it has a different.
It could
like way of being scaled of like who's the best for what reasons.
I'm definitely less knowledgeable on it, but you know what I would be excited about?
Well, like the quests are pretty similar, aren't they? I mean, keep going.
Yeah. Well, RS3 is just old school RuneScape, and then with the complete reskin, and then everything
more mechanics, and then
So what I'd be excited about is all of the things I would see in there that are from OSRS, but with the graphics I haven't yet seen.
The callbacks, and then like also being able to see like a tree that wasn't.
I guarantee you spawn at Lumbridge Castle. Like
but you never seen Lumbridge Castle as a 3D model.
No, well, you know what? I did play RS3 for 15 minutes.
So you've seen.
So I logged in. Went to Lumbridge Castle after Tutorial Island, ran over to the first lake where you can fish or whatever. And I was talking to somebody there and they were like, I was like, man, this is cool, but I miss old school. And then the person said, what do you mean? You can go to the old school through the RuneScape website. And I was like, what? And then I logged out and I never, ever looked back.
I've heard the story before. It's always funny.
Yeah.
But we're definitely gonna look into it tonight. But but we've been merching on our old school, and it started with you kind of on break. We were doing Christmas break for school, and you kind of just started doing coal.
Yes,
and I'm okay with talking about this now because it's been a couple weeks.
So basically, the idea was at first that I enjoyed old school, but I didn't want to play it much. So I was just going to go in the Grand Exchange and put in an offer for something at a low price and see if I could start making money passively. Because while I was actually playing the game, I never had the patience for something to buy at a low price.
Yeah.
So I figured, why not? I'm not playing. Why not let a price sit there?
Screw it.
And then it just kind of got more and more out of hand. But yeah, we started with coal. And we effectively, I
don't know if it was us. We don't know if it was us.
Yeah, sure.
But we did buy a lot of coal.
Coal is still on an uptick.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure other people are purchasing it at this point, but it went so far since it wasn't us, but a week ago it was at 128 and now it's at 142 a piece. So And when I started seeing it go up a little bit, I was like, yeah, that's interesting. But then it kept going, and I was like, I'm just going to keep doing this and see. And then Scott started doing the same thing.
Well, you as soon as you started saying like the things were happening, it intrigued me, and I was like, maybe there's something to this instead of the things I've always thought about in RuneScape. And I was like, what's this merching like? And then that got me really interested in like seeing what like the websites and blah, blah, blah. But yeah,
it's neat because it's like a living, breathing economy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's like completely player driven. I love it.
Yeah. And updates, any kind of updates influence what the players go for, or if a price happens to be influenced, like say,
see, that's what makes me not want to like almost go to RS3. It's like so much is already in OSRS, but
I mean,
but that's the thing is like you never like I feel like you have more of like an interest, and so do I, because I've never seen it either.
I'm fine with OSRS. I'll just do Slayer.
We just download both. We just got to download both. I do. You know what we should do? We should try RS3 and then get through Tutorial Islands, just so we can say we got through the Tutorial Island, and then if we hate it, we'll be like, all right, we like old school.
Sure.
I mean, we might be old grumpy people.
See, I would rather try RS3 without a membership for a little bit, and then I really liked it. Like,
yeah, because I already know what OSRS. I know with the membership, I'm going to be able to merch like more effectively.
Yeah,
you know, and then like just so you know, up until this point, we've been merching with a free account.
Yeah, only free to play items.
Yeah,
accessible.
we did have a lot of gold because we had our account still we still had our account logins and whatnot, but yeah, we had like I think we've been playing with like I was playing with 5 mil. And then a couple, let's say like 4 or 5 days into that, you gave me another like 10 from an old account.
Yeah, I logged into an account that I was using while we were streaming prior, and I had forgotten a bunch of stuff on it.
Yeah, so I ended up getting like 15. So I had like 15 mil basically plus some profits, and I've been playing with that. So I'm at like 15 plus right now, something like that.
So in the RNRT coffers, we have like almost 40 mil. I would say. And
that's what's been effectively messing with the coal market.
Yeah, coal. The runes are going a little weird. Nature runes.
But I wasn't very like I was doing runes, but I wasn't doing runes. You know, like I was doing them every once in a while. Sometimes I forget. But coal, I was like, I mean, you more than me, but definitely coal.
Well, speaking of,
because it was just easy.
Speaking of a breathing economy that's player driven, that's kind of what got me to keep buying the coal, because I was wondering like, if I raise this up to a high enough price, if it is me, if it is us, if coal gets up to a high enough price, will then a wave of players start mining all the time? Yeah,
it's like influencing the game itself with merching.
Yeah, because you would obviously go for, hey, how do I make money? Oh, well, coal's worth 170 each right now, and you could mine 10 coal per.
It's almost like you can create industry.
Yeah. So then they would go effectively start sending waves of coal to the GE, and that would either drive the price down if nobody was buying that much, or that would be nice for potential mass merchants, because they could just keep cycling it and raising the price.
Yeah, I think is like I feel like. I don't know if this even exists, but I feel like merchant clans, if they're not already in network, like I feel like there need to be network clans, not I know specific job clan or like specific industry, I guess, or I don't know.
While I was researching what would be good to alch in or not to alch to merch in free to play, what I was trying to look for was what are people alching. Because if I could figure out what they're making a profit on, maybe I could start buying that item and make some money there.
Buy wholesale, basically.
So what I found was there's a clan that works with the smithing clan. So people that are trying to get the smithing cape, it's really expensive because you're buying ore, making into bars and things like that. You're not getting much back for what you're actually turning it into.
Okay.
So what these clans try to do is have the players that are alching buy a specific item that they tell the smithers to make for decent XP, so that they start alching it for a profit. The smithers don't lose much money because people are actually buying this item at a certain price now.
Yeah, it keeps it keeps it stable.
Yeah.
Which is actually better than like an up and down, to be honest.
Yeah, so they work in that way. That was one I've heard of. I don't know.
The thing is, like, I feel like it could be. I'm sure there's more deep depth than we even think about.
But that would be neat for mass merchant clans, though, to have players that would be willing to do gathering skills.
Because honestly, it's information. If you could have a network of like different, like that's some kind of like freaking manage like organizational management that I would like to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be like, you have like 4 or 5 clans in a sense, and they all have like their individual like. And I'm gonna use the word industry because that's the way I think about it. But like industry, where it's like you do merching, you do runing, you do mining, you do like. But then you have because that's their specialty, and then but we all share information so that we're all benefiting.
So we would say
maybe it's already been done.
For example, the woodcutting clan of that circle we would tell them which type of log to get.
Yeah.
And we would start effectively mass merching that log at 1 or 2 GP under, buying 100K of that item, and then 1 or 2 GP over, selling it all, dumping it back into the economy because people are now starved of it in a way.
Yeah.
So then after we do that for a little bit, maybe that would be something that would entice players in that clan to start, hey, this is the log I should be doing. You know?
Yeah, because I mean, people would end up eventually following suit because even the ones that aren't in our clan or whatever were involved because they would just see the trend. Yeah, there's always the outside effect.
Yeah, room crafters, they could do it. Anyone that's willing to gather something,
we should explore this more.
Something.
Maybe this will be maybe there'll be like a thing we end up doing, like talking about this kind of stuff. But
Scoot spiderweb.
All right, guys. I think that's going to be it for our first podcast back since the new year. It's the year of the nerd 2020. Make sure you guys subscribe or like or follow whatever the hell you do with a podcast, wherever you guys are listening to that. And I think it's on Spotify, iTunes, and all that other stuff. We're definitely going to be putting this up on YouTube as well, just as a way for people to listen to it on that. So make sure you go subscribe over there. We're also on Twitch. But hey, if you want to find us anywhere on the internet, the best way is streamerlinks.com/realnerdsRT. That has all the official links for everybody involved, everything official with RNRT, as well as you can find us on Byte, which is like this new Vine app thingy. It's cool. Check us out. I make weird videos in the morning. It's just weird. But hey, that's what we do, guys. That's what we do.
And if you've gotten to this point in the podcast, we appreciate the hell out of you. Thanks for listening to all this, and we hope that you've enjoyed this as much as we have.
Yeah, and be back for the next one. And as always and forever, stay nerdy, friends.
Peace.